This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together, we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Live from Los Angeles, we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We also come together in community, in Soulciété and New Thought Global. We truly believe that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world, and together, we're awakening the world. So today, let's talk about 2020, the Great Awakening. On Wednesday morning, January 29th, 2020, SpaceX successfully launched its fourth train of 60 Starlink satellites, designed to become part of a satellite array providing 5G services worldwide. The first phase will total 1,584 satellites and eventually will expand to 12,000 and then 42,000 satellites. So the great controversy of 2020 and the Great Awakening is the correlation between 5G and this pandemic. And if you go through even alternative doctors and astrologers and many great spiritual leaders, a lot of them are talking about the correlation of the quantum leap in electrical technology over the last pandemics of the last 150 years. For example, the 1918 Spanish flu was when the radio waves came out the year prior to. And in World War II, when radar came about, the Hong Kong flu came about. And supposedly, Wuhan is the first city that had a blanketing of 5G across it. And the point is that there is this concept that viruses do not come from an external source. They come from the toxins within the cell that create and excrete what are called viruses. And so in this, the point is this, is that what comes first, the chicken or the egg? That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 2020, the Great Awakening. So the Mayan calendar is fascinating as well, because the Mayan calendar said that the end of time was in 2012, and many of the Mayan scholars are now saying that it is July 21st, 2020. And in prophecy in the Bible as well, there are many concepts that were at the end of the life as we know it, time as well. And so here's the deal. From a new thought perspective, this is what I am going to bring to the table. We teach that all of life is the outpicturing of mind, and that consciousness is always expanding, and that everything is in this relative form to create heaven or hell right here, right now, not afterlife. We don't believe in an afterlife. We believe that there's only right now, and that you are able to create heaven and hell right now with consciousness. And your consciousness is not just your individual consciousness. Your consciousness is also the collective consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. So we know that all of life is frequency and vibration. There is nothing solid. Everything from material belongings to your body to everything is all vibration. That's all it is. It is put into form via the directing of energy upon universal mind for the experience of your life. And so we have to kind of take a look at this and back up. And I invite you to just kind of throw out every concept you've ever had of what's going on and why the politics are at the cause, and why 5G is at the cause, and why, if we just had equality on this world, everything would be better. And the point is that when you take a look back and you step back for a minute and you get back into truth, the truth is that we are cause, that spirit is cause. There is first cause, which is spirit. And if all of life is designed for our awakening, there has to only be one thing that's happening right now, which is the awakening to a greater, higher version, more expanded and more expressed version of ourselves, okay? So we're going through what I would call birthing pains. We're going through the breakdown for the breakthrough. It's kind of like when you go to the next realm in a, quantum field, you have to let go of everything you've ever known. And that is really what's going on right now. That whether you want to call the coronavirus, the cause of all the breakdown, it just is not the case. The case is that it is consciousness, and it's always consciousness that is creating everything. And the coronavirus is an outpicturing of what's happening, which is us taking a quantum leap. The truth is that there is never the end of life, there's the end of time. The Mayan calendar stated that there's the end of time. Prophecy in the Bible is all about the end of the world as we know it. There's only life, and you can't kill life. There is only life. Energy can never be destroyed. It only rearranges into new form. Okay? So the truth is that you have to ask yourself, what's going on? And I would attest to say that right now is going to be a very, very intense time. According to astrology, according to prophecy, according to all these things, it's probably going to be 2 years to a decade of kind of rearranging through this birthing process, okay? So I myself have never experienced this level of randomness. I mean, in the last, 3 months, just going through everything, taking inventory and going into this next quarter, I always reflect back upon everything that's happened, what worked, what didn't work, what happened, what went on. And I look back on the last 3 months and it's like, holy moly. I mean, things have been birthed that are so beautiful. We birthed Inner Circle. We have had such growth in the company. And we've had incredible, hard times in the world. I was going into a grocery store yesterday over in Silver Lake in Los Angeles, and I'm telling you what, I've never experienced anything like it. There was people all over. There was cops outside arresting people. There was homeless people going in to take showers in the bathroom. It was like a war zone going on. LA is unrecognizable in some areas. This city has completely shifted. There's still some beautiful areas and peace in a lot of areas, and there's total war zone in other areas. And then after I went into the grocery store, I had to drive. I was driving downtown, and I was driving through some side streets because there was some traffic on the freeway at that point in time. And I came upon, I think there was like 15 cop cars. I didn't even know what was going on, if it was like a shooting or a riot or what was going on. And it was just pandemonium, like everywhere. And I was like, holy moly, it's just so random. And then I've been going through a random health issue, which I've never dealt with in my entire life. And then I was driving down 101, coming back from Santa Barbara a couple weeks ago. And this concrete truck just threw some concrete mud onto the freeway, and it cracked my entire new windshield and kind of dinged up the front of my brand new Range Rover. So it's like there's been so much prosperity in my life and newness and beautiful things, and also random stuff and, what we would consider quote, quote, bad things and whatever. And if you've been watching me on social media and giving talks about this, that I don't label things as good or bad. I only label it as life. It's all life. There's good and bad in life, and to love life is to love all of life. So right now in the 2020 Great Awakening, we need to recognize that this is not random, but it is random. It's just intensified. Heaven and hell will be intensified through this entire thing. And the cause and effect of use of the law of cause and effect will be amplified, right? So if you're somebody that has not been taking care of your health or not doing things, you will have bigger health issues coming up, right? That happened with me, with my uterus. I'm going into as this podcast come out, I will have already gone into probably full hysterectomy, which is something that, of course, I'm always about alternative medicine and always preventative. But I obviously was not taking care of that area of my life because I was going to traditional doctors and they misdiagnosed me. I probably should have been going to alternative doctors and handling it way up front and doing all kinds of alternative and preventative things. But, the choices were made and cause and effect. And I'm a true believer in in doing preventative things always. But the point is this, is that there's nothing random. There is intensified cause and effect right now. So anywhere that you've been putting a lot of effort into creating prosperity in your life, you're probably going to rise exponentially, which we're noticing in Soulciété. We are rising exponentially in our company. Anywhere that you have been nurturing good relationships or bad relationships, it's going to be amplified over this for you, right? So if I have beautiful relationships, and all my relationships are being amplified. My mother and I have never been closer than we are right now through this pandemic. And I have zero upsets in any relationships in my life right now, versus some people, maybe they have had whatever is not quite right in their relationships, and they're all of a sudden in lockdown with partners and in having big arguments, and there's a lot of domestic violence, right? So wherever in your life, and it doesn't mean it's all good or all bad, you can have things right now that are going to be amplified, and you're going to have incredible things happen, like things that you never even knew possible are going to happen because that area of your life is going in a particular direction, right? And then another area of your life could be health, could be relationship, could be wealth, could be spiraling down because it is showing you the cause and effects exponentially right now. This is what's happening. We're going past time, as the Mayan calendar says, as prophecy says in the Bible, and so on and forth, because time is a unit of time that is a cause and effect, the measurement of how we're creating upon universal mind. So it is going to go beyond a linear time. It's going to happen in such fast ways that you're like, holy cow, I didn't see that coming. But if you back up, you're going to go, oh yeah, I did, at a quantum level. Be careful. And the point is this, be so cautious and tapping into your daily spiritual practice, taking care of what you're doing in your health and in your wealth and in your relationships and in your creative expression, because it's going to be amplified exponentially. And it is going to be, you're going to be tested. The universe is showing us that it is going to be so intense and feel so random, but it's not random. You are going to be tested in a way that you've never been tested before. And this is the takeaway. The takeaway is to have a really strong daily spiritual practice and have a really intentional community, spiritually based community. And this is what I believe. If there's a prophecy to be known, it is this. There's going to be the greatest division that we've seen in the culture. It's going to feel like a civil war, a revolution, and it's going to be a big division, okay? But the people that will actually prevail are the people that don't go so much into polarity, and they stay in the oneness. They stay in the oneness, and they stay in the peace, and they stay in their daily spiritual practice. They stay one with their higher self, with God, with divine, all that. And they work from that peace realm. And they work from that connected to source realm. And they develop their communities. They develop businesses that help serve those communities. Those are the people that are going to prevail. Those are the people that are going to rise. I truly believe the people that are walking into such polarity will basically, this is maybe harsh, but essentially they'll kill themselves off. The political system is being killed off right now. The stocks and stock market is basically being killed off right now. The different areas of different corporations that are doing harm in the world are being killed off right now. It doesn't mean they will completely die, but it means they will have to be reborn in order to survive. They will have to be completely rearranged, pivoted, and completely recreate themselves as something new. The money system is going to have to recreate itself. It doesn't mean it's going to die off, but it has to be completely recreated. So again, we're going into the next 2 years to a decade of a total division where things will be majorly rearranged. But what will prevail is truth, because truth is what prevails. So my advice to you is for you to get into a powerful daily spiritual practice and to birth your truth and to align to your truth. And in Soulciété, in New Thought Global, that's what we do. We help people basically birth their truth. We help them end their suffering of their traumas and all their discord in their soul. And we birth their truth. We birth their power and their passion and their purpose so they can align to their truth and live their truth. And we have an incredible community to support and live from truth. So I'm so excited because this is our time. I don't have 1 ounce of fear in me. Not 1 ounce of fear. And if you're listening to this podcast, this podcast will come out after I have my hysterectomy. I go into my hysterectomy on Monday. And you need to know that I don't have 1 ounce of fear. And I know that I'm not my body. And in this lifetime, I will die as far as this body goes, and so will you. We all will. But guess what? The truth of who we are lives on. We are immortal, eternal, spiritual beings. And I'm a firm believer that, of course, we always choose harmony. We always choose to align with Mother Nature. And there's a time for doctors as well. And it's all good because it's all God, and it's all for our advancement. And hopefully I learn, and hopefully we all learn from where we are off in aligning with truth. And this is our karma. Our karma is not a punishment. Our karma and cause and effect is to have us learn. And if you don't learn, then you'll keep going through the trauma. You'll keep going through the drama. You'll keep going through different maladies until you learn. Hence why we keep going through lifetimes. One day we will be able to be immortal in a body. That is our destiny. Because whatever is true spiritually has to be true mortally. Okay? So today, as we go into this day, as we go into the rest of 2020, the Great Awakening. We're not going through the Great Depression. We're going through the Great Awakening. And you can look at it like it's pandemonium. You can look like it's a pandemic. You can look like the world's ending. You can spot however you want. But in right mind, the most important thing you can do right now, today, and for the rest of this year, and for the next 2 to 10 years, and for the rest of your life, is to get your mind right. To get your mind right and know the truth. All of life is working for you and not against you. All of life is designed for your awakening. All of life is demanding you to grow and evolve. And if you don't grow and evolve, you will, quote, quote, die. Because you identify as this body. You will identify as this lifetime. You will identify as your things. And you're not. But if that's what you identify as, you definitely will die. If you identify as the truth of who you are, which is spirit, you will live forever and you will end your suffering right here and right now. And so I invite you to get involved with Soulciété. We have Inner Circle, and it is an incredible platform to help you grounded in truth and have you be with a community that is committed to enlightenment, empowerment, and entrepreneurship. It is important that we rise in our prosperity as well as a spiritual community so that we can have businesses that thrive for the highest good. It's imperative that we develop spiritual coaches and spiritual practitioners and ministers and doctors of divinity to bring truth to the world. Our spiritual practice, our spiritual community will become the most important thing to us on this planet. And it is our time to rise. If you are hesitant and want to make that quantum leap out of your traditional job, then it is time right now. And what Spirit keeps speaking through me, as me, is that right now is easier than ever to claim your birthright of prosperity or to create that new business or to make the quantum leap in any area of your life, because so many people are sitting back waiting and in fear. And the people that step up and decide and declare right here, right now, today, are the people that will prevail. Truth always prevails. You are untouchable. You are immortal. You are powerful beyond anything you can ever even know within your linear mind, right? So I simply know this in my heart and mind. This is the Great Awakening 2020 to the greatest vision we've ever had, which is clarity, which is truth, which is divine love. And I simply know this with all power, all presence. I just know right here with passion that we are here to know the truth of who we are and to live our greatest life and to produce the greatest product, our true self. May you live your truth. Have a beautiful day, and may you know that this is all working for you, not against you. This is life. This is the master class for you to be developed into the greatest version of yourself. Have a beautiful day, you guys, and may you live your truth. Thank you for tuning in to Soulciété and Dr. Erin podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulciété.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under drerin.tv, which is DRERIN.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soulciété. That is facebook.com/groups/Soulciété. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day, and may you live your truth.